Hello, this is Darrell Castle with today's podcast. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2013. Today, on the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks and on the anniversary of the Benghazi scandal in Benghazi, Libya, we discussed the president's speech last night to the nation regarding Syria. The president tried to be convincing. That was his purpose, to be convincing using his gift for oratory. He attempted to seize the moral high ground, to take it back from those of us who counsel peace in Syria, as he painted a grim picture of what chemical weapons can do. He painted a picture of children foaming at the mouth and dying on the floors of hospitals. What he didn't do was present hard, compelling evidence that Bashar al-Assad and his Syrian regime was the origin of the chemical attack in Syria that allegedly killed all these people. He said no one doubts there was a chemical attack. He said that Assad's government gassed to death over 1,000 people. He said that, quote, "We know the Assad regime was responsible. His personnel prepared for an attack. They distributed gas masks to their own people, etc." Perhaps he didn't present hard evidence because there isn't any hard evidence, as Dave Lindor reported in his article in Counterpunch. Quote, "A group of 12 veteran intelligence officers has written to the president telling him that the intelligence does not point to Assad but to the rebel forces as the source of the gas attacks." According to Obama, this attack against Syria, which thanks to John Kerry's offhand remark about, yes, we would accept Syria turning over their chemical weapons to the UN, we would accept that. Vladimir Putin picked up that fumble Mr. Kerry made, and he ran with it. Now, Obama is free to pretend he wants to go forward with the attack without actually doing it. He said this is a matter of national security. That was his effort. He tried to make that case anyway. Attacking Syria is a matter of national security for the United States. See, if the U.S. doesn't attack Syria, a nation that the president admitted in his speech is no threat to our military, then the dominoes will start to fall across the world, a la Lyndon Johnson's justification for Vietnam. If we don't stop them in Vietnam, they will be in Cambodia, in Laos, in Thailand, and before you know it, in California. If the U.S. doesn't attack Syria, then Assad will use poison gas against Turkey, a NATO ally, against Jordan, and against Israel, but not us, because, as the president admitted, Syria is no threat to our military. But still, over time, the president said, over time, it could be used against American soldiers, just as it was in World War I. Then, before you know it, Iran would see our weakness and decide it was safe to build nuclear weapons. The dominoes are falling. Finally, the president played his trump card, the trump card of people who make this type of reasoning. Quote, "But when, with modest effort and risk, we can stop children from being gassed to death and thereby make our own children safer over the long run, I believe we should act. Make our own children safer," he said, by attacking a country he admits cannot harm us, has not harmed us, has not threatened us in any way. By choosing war instead of peace, we will somehow, in his reasoning, make our own children safer. In closing, the president said Assad violated the laws of war with this attack, but the president failed to mention that his constant threats against Syria, a nation he admits cannot harm us, violates Article 51 of the UN Charter and is a crime against peace. That's the way I see it, folks. Today, Wednesday, September 11th, 2013. Until next time, this is Darrell Castle. Thanks for listening.